All right. So you probably like puffs. You're thinking they're cute and I want to have a farm about them. So I'll try to teach you some things. Don't pay attention too much at the top. But the idea is that basically every critter needs a certain amount of space before they're considered cramped. So the way you do it is you do the top part that is accessible for whatever purpose you want, and you make sure that it's fully functional. Uh, by what I mean, like you have the grooming station and you have the next grooming station right here, so you don't have to travel through a room or go above, and you can make those rooms like that everywhere. So there's like more condensed. In this area, you're not gonna be using it anyways, unless you have like other things you want to be doing in there. And yeah, it's 95 kilograms of oxygen, but when you know how to play, oxygen, whatever. Yeah, so so basically the down part here counts as part of the stable because of this, and they will not cross this part. So this helps a little bit with circulation, but obviously you don't need it anymore when you have like overflooded the area with oxygen. Initially was like not too bad. They will not be starving if you're just using that. Oxalite has no real purpose. I mean, this tiny tile has like 13 tons. I probably have like more than I need to in this game anyways. This, however, is useful. The only thing that is important, like, so you can do like the same exact thing here, right? Just like don't make it escape. That's the idea basically. Just make sure it doesn't escape. I had like an access hatch over here. I was like doing whatever. So this is look like chaos, but you at least can get the idea of what I'm trying to do. It's like I separated this area, so like always access just in case. By putting a certain amount of water here, it doesn't go away. Usually 1,000 grams is the sweet spot, you know? You make sure that you don't put any liquid that will, evaporate if you're pulling in something too hot, straight up common sense. And then you accumulate it in here, and these guys are necessary, the puff princes. You always need to have one to increase like the egg count that they get from the puffs. I had to like decimate their population for a while, and then start like increasing again. But it depends on your vent how much you can feed them, right? And they're gonna keep producing those. So the bleach stones, you can store them somewhere useful and like central to your base, and then eventually switch to like the little, what do you call them, like the little tablet thingies. I don't have like everywhere because I'm not a very high-tech kind of guy. Honestly, I'm having a really hard time spotting them. I just put like 2 random ones here for fun, like shits and giggles, like people say. But you can do this everywhere in your base, and eventually you can straight up remove like any other sort of decontamination means you're using. But if you have like proper processes, you will not be needing decontamination all the time. The only time I would try to maintain like some sort of washing stations like these is probably if you need the constant looping of water into polluted water for whatever system you have going, like to each their own playstyle, right? So if you need more polluted water to be injected into a different system for another use, then of course getting rid of those is not necessary. They are incredibly useful for what they do. Yes, I have a bunch of those things I'm never going to use. But essentially, this is what you want to be doing with them. You can use something similar for slime production. Slime can be also very useful if you're aiming to convert the slime itself and just straight up cook it and produce dirt. But producing dirt via like self-planted pip farms is far more productive, I would say. It's the only thing that you need to be keeping in mind is that it takes a lot more space if you want like to have that pip farm going. You can also like isolated with similar methods like that you learned from here, I'm pretty sure there's a way to contain the pips to an open wide area, so it counts like the entire map instead, and they're like, secluded, so like there's like a million pips in one area and they're just eating on the same tree. You just have to explore a little bit and you're probably gonna find a solution that works. I mean, what is the game about, right? Exploring and having fun. So hopefully this helped.